Hello there. Oh my goodness. I bet some of you heard the game music overlapping the game music and we're like, oh, we're getting close, boys. That's right, we certainly are. We're about to go live. I am just drinking some tea. And yeah, we'll get started here in just a moment. That's good tea. Okay, let's get in this, everybody. Woo! Oh my gosh. Oh. I forgot to stretch before the stream. It's important to do your stretches daily. Keeps you limber. Oh my gosh. Hello, everybody. You'll notice that I am floating today. What? Where's my body? It's fine. The reason why we've moved up is because I want to show you the consumable slots and not block the UI. I figured it's a smart thing to do. We'll see if it works. Excellent. Otherwise, hi, my name is Eric Schrader, the community ambassador for Rockfish Games, the creators of Everspace and Everspace 2. We're gonna be running through the alpha, continuing where we left off. If you need a refresher, I should have it to where it'll show where we left off, and then we're gonna talk about some things today. Some really cool things, and just hanging out with you guys, you know, part of the community as a whole. We're gonna answer your questions like always, and hopefully we'll have a good time. It'll be pretty chill today. It's gonna be pretty relaxing because we're hard at work making sure all the content we're developing is gonna make it out to you in eventual patches and whatnot. Just note that a lot of that is scheduled for dropping a bit later. A lot of the things that we're working on right now is refining the alpha to make sure it works for you guys who are in that closed alpha setup. So a lot new content and whatnot will be hitting really hard when we get to early access later this year. So you will note that in the upper corner, all the way up there, the version number that I'm using, this is a development build. So I'm trying to make sure, is everything okay stream-wise? Do we have lag? Okay, no, it seems to be working. All right, that's a good thing. We'll see how things progress. Anyway, upper right, you'll see the version history of Everspace 2, and you'll know that it's on a different version than what you have within the closed alpha. This is because I am running off of a dev build itself, okay? Looks about 15 frames. Oh boy. What if I off-click? Oh no, it looks better now. Whoo boy. It's okay, we'll just talk without any music for a second, and then we will see what happens when we get back in. So, it's a bit choppy. All right, that's fine. All right, so we'll see what happens when we dive into the game. It looks like when the game is live that we're having some issues. I'll refine some things. But the main point, talking about the version history that I'm doing, I am showing a dev build. This is not the live closed alpha build. I'm doing this for a number of reasons, but also note that this is not, I think, what people would consider a stable build. You will very likely see some issues pop up here and there, but I want to be real with you guys and show you where we're at and show you all that raw stuff that's going on. We can't just push out these builds to you guys every single day because, first off, that would really slow us down, but also because we want to make sure that you're working with a stable product, which is why you don't see us updating frequently. You will be seeing updates later, okay? So while I'm running a newer version, know that it's probably not something you would want to run yourself. All right, so got all that stuff out of the way. Let's see what happens when I start this. If it gets really choppy and bad, we'll try and figure some things out. First things first, I'm gonna adjust some graphic settings. Maybe that'll help. So, let's just tone down some details to see what happens. That should be fine. Texture should be fine. Shadows, let's, oh no, we need shadows. We'll tone this down maybe a little bit. And see if this creates a little bit more stability, because I can already see the lag as well. Unfortunate. We are trying a new build for how the stream is presented. If we still have issues after this, don't you worry, because I'm going to be doing even more tricks next week. Woo! Yay fun with technology. Okay, so let's get in where we left off last time, which was right here. Cutscene first. All right, perfect.
Adam arrives back at the base, alone. He is suspicious as he has not heard from Dax, and draws his weapon as a caution. He is surprised to find Dax lying unconscious on the floor. Suddenly, Adam is hit by a dart in his neck, which instantly paralyzes him. The doctor from the medical freighter appears over Adam and Dax. Keeping Adam conscious, she gives him time to talk. She is angry about being hijacked and demands answers. Adam explains to her where she is. The doctor is furious as she discovers that G&B had transported her to the DMZ. She searches the medical bay as she deduces her situation from the sparse information Adam supplies her. Realizing that the pair were really only trying to save their friend in stasis, she relents a little and begins to form a deal. Dax wakes up and the doctor aims the dart gun at him. Dax explains the situation more, and the doctor softens her position. She agrees to help their friend recover if they promise to help her escape the DMZ. Dax and Adam agree, while Dax admits he likes the doctor's way of doing business.
Excellent. All right, so the cutscene was fine.
I'm Delia, by the way. Dr. Delia Wendo.
And my
Excellent.
head's still pounding. Call me Dax.
I'm Adam.
So which one of you brought me into this mess?
That was me.
That puts you in the pilot seat when I fly back out.
Don't
true.
worry. We have the same goal here.
But first
we
we
do.
will need to find a military override to get past the jump gates. Adam, have you ever heard of the Cedo Ghost Fleet?
Can't say that I have.
It's a graveyard of old war wrecks gathered together by the guys who locked us up the other day. It's a treasure trove of scrapped military tech, bunker casings, cruiser engines.
Hive units?
Exactly, but it's hidden by distractor tech, so no one ever found it.
And how will we be any different?
Because we will find those signal distractors and take them down. They won't look like our beanbags though. More like fortified bases. That makes them tougher but also easier to locate. Once all 3 bases are down, the Ghost Fleet will make its grand entrance and present us with our ticket out of this pit.
So where do I start looking?
In the deep fields. I already uploaded some coords to your map.
Well, I'm glad you got it all figured out. I will gather some data on my patient, while you two are busy raiding bases.
We're really not outlaws.
And I really don't care. We're good, as long as you uphold your end of the bargain.
Okay, so now you're all completely caught up on where we're at with the story, right? Perfect, great. I don't have to explain a thing. Okay, so let's talk a couple of added things because I see some questions. There's probably some lag with my webcam going on. Okay, try not to focus too much on that. Okay, we're gonna try and focus on answering your questions that you have. Any of the technical stuff we will deal with, and we'll get it fixed for either maybe during the stream or even for the next stream afterwards. Okay. So, first question I see from Professor Bum says, man, I hope that storytelling doesn't make it into the final game. If you're referring to the cutscene, it's placeholder. It's all placeholder for how it's delivering the story arc to you. It's, yeah. So, yeah, there's definitely going to be, like, conversations that happen between the characters. There's going to be more cutscenes that you see because they're not done yet. It's all very much work in progress. I hope that I don't have to say that everything you see here is a work in progress every 5 minutes because that's going to get real annoying. So just know that. Okay. Next thing we have Linny. How are the voice recordings going? Have you already started casting voice actors? Yes, we've actually got a pretty strong cast of voice actors, several of which are returning from Everspace 1. It's about all the more I can say on it, but note that because we're still composing the dialogue and elements of that nature, that's why you see placeholder right now in the game. That stuff will be done at a later point when everything's solidified. Otherwise, we have to, do voice recording and then re-record and then re-record and then re-record, and that's not very efficient or cost-effective. So, we have a process, we're sticking to it. That's why you see the state of the game in its capacity as you see here, and we'll move forward from there. Perfect. All right. Let me see. I think I saw another question. Is there a demo? So Ricardo Savino, I have some really good news for you, and good news for everybody, in fact. So we recently had the prototype, which we're now basically calling a demo. There's some differences there, but I'm not going to argue semantics. All right, so the demo now of Everspace 2 is available on Steam basically until early access. So if you don't have the prototype and you just wanted to dive in and get your hands on it and you can't wait any longer, you can now do that. All you have to do is go to the Everspace 2 Steam homepage. We're also streaming. Hi, everybody on Steam. You can click on the, I think it says play demo or download demo. It's one of the two. You can pick it up right there and have a slice of what the game is going to have to offer. You will also see that from the prototype demo, from the demo to the alpha, there are already a lot of really big changes. So the cutoff for that prototype, when early access starts, the prototype's gone, vanishing, pop. Just we're annihilating it, okay? Otherwise, right now on the Steam summer sale, Everspace 1 is currently 50%. Is it 50%? Maybe it's more than that. It's 80%. It's something, it's a percentage off the first game. So if you want to know how everything works up to getting to Everspace 2's point, if you're like a story junkie like I am in a lot of cases, I highly encourage you to inspect that, see if it's at the price point that you desire and pick it up. If it's not, well, you know, that's totally fine. I respect somebody who's being frugal. You can also find the story that we tell on like YouTube and stuff like that. Maybe you could talk with Discord people in our little community, which is a great place to hang out and chill. You can get there by discord.gg/rockfishgames. And there was also something else to mention in there. Oh yeah, Everspace 1 is an arcadey spaceship roguelike shooter. So there's a pretty big difference in its mechanics than Everspace 2, which is now in an open world RPG setup. So goodness. I hope that I covered everything. Base game's 80% off and the DLC 50% off. There we go. Thanks for that clarification, Michael. Perfect. So let's see if the stream looks like it's okay to me. I hope this is a good sign. My webcam's gonna be silly, but it looks like the game's okay.
The markers show all bases I detected within the deep fields. A few maybe duds, but I'm certain at least one of them is a beanbag hiding the ghost fleet. Once you found it and took it down, I'll use a little trick to pinpoint the others.
Slideshow? Oh my gosh, everybody's at stream rip. Okay. 1 second. This is what we're gonna do, all right? I'm gonna take a quick break. I'm gonna see what happens if I change some settings around, okay? And then we will be right stinking back. It's going to be super fast, I promise. All right. So I do encourage you, while we are doing this really quick wait situation, to see all of our news updates and everything on Discord, on Twitter, on Instagram, on Mixer, on YouTube, on Twitch, you know, all of that type of stuff. And let me see what I can do on this back end just for a moment to make your viewing pleasure even greater. Thank you for your patience as I lock this down. Okay guys, I think I might have found a somewhat decent solution. It is going to require that I start the game over. So that also means I need to kill the stream. So we are going to go offline for a short moment. We will be right back up. Okay, it looks like we're back online. We're gonna see what happens when we go back into the game space. Hopefully it's gonna be the most beautiful thing you've ever seen. If not, at least in a playable space. My goodness. Don't you love it when you're trying to watch a stream from a developer and everything goes sideways? Oh my gosh. Okay, it looks like it's a little bit cleaner. I hope. That seems better, right? Is this better? Can I get a yay or a no or a please fix your crap in the chat? Oh my gosh, everyone's saying it's lovely. Yay! Yay, that's what I like to hear because I was about to get really ticked off. Oh my gosh. All right, let's go ahead and do let's do some missions. Oh my gosh. Goodness gravy. Also, why is my webcam not floating above the controls? I swear I fixed this. Oh my gosh. Why? Why is this happening? Okay, look. Now we're above the consumables. Goodness freaking gravy. Okay. Can we just like start over? Hang on a second. One second. Hi, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the official Rockfish Games stream. I am your host, Eric Schrader, the community ambassador, where we make no mistakes ever. Oh my gosh, am I excited to show you the Everspace 2 closed alpha right now, where we're continuing where we left off. Just moments ago, we were having tons of technical difficulties. Just kidding, it's fine. Oh my goodness. I hope that you're excited to be here. I'm excited to be here. Let's go do some stuff. Yeah? So that's what we're gonna do. We have a lot of this space that we actually haven't explored just yet for all of you fine folks. We've been to a couple of the places, but not like all of them. I'm trying not to like reveal all of the secrets in the game. So for those of you who do have the alpha, you can still discover maybe a device that I don't show or a hidden little side quest, stuff like that. But for the most part, for those of you who are not in the closed alpha, it's a great spot for us to show you at least the story arc that's going on right now, for you to ask your questions about any of the mechanics that you see, because there's a lot of them. We're throwing a lot your way all at once. And hopefully we can have a really nice exchange of conversation here and no crashes. Okay. So, man, let's go to this undiscovered site because it seems interesting to me, and maybe there's loot. Because loot is a big key part
of how you swallowed the situation
Everspace
with
2.
the doctor. Do you think we can trust her?
She had the upper hand and didn't play it. As long as we don't piss her off, I'd say we're safe.
I agree. She seems alright.
You shouldn't tell her you're a military clone. There's a lot of resentment against clones in the colonies.
Not even Ben knows.
Better keep it that way.
All right, so just a little extra exchange there. Also, check this out, the magic of television. We went right through that planet. Like I said, this is a completely bug-free version. It's fully 110.2% complete, so you're not gonna see any issues. All right, let's go destroy some stuff. We have a new enemy type for those who are only familiar with the prototype. This is an outlaw detonator drone. They are terrifying, actually. You can hear him right now, getting ready to explode as we level up. Thank you for that, game. Yeah, so right there, he's all hanging out, trying to explode us. Much better,
Bang.
much better. You'll also notice that behind the explosions, there is a little bit of a scan box, or what's it called? There's a little bit of a hit. Is it? Oh my gosh, I forgot the terminology. Guys, I swear I'm not breaking down. Okay, it's totally fine. Basically, what I'm talking about is when you see the explosions, there's a little graphic there that you see. Like I said, this is a working build. You're gonna see some wonky stuff, but I want you to see where we're at, how we're moving forward, and you'll see like all of these renditions before you as we continue to go through our working dev builds. It's gonna be kind of a fun ride. So you can see the hiccups that we encounter, like streaming, and then you see how things end up. It'll be a fun, wild ride. Boombox. That might actually, is that what it's called? Oh my gosh. I can't even tell if I'm being trolled by my own boss. Oh my gosh. Do you plan DLC, did you plan DLC like in Galaxy on Fire 2? So one of the things that we are doing within Everspace 2 is that, like, anytime you're composing a story and you're trying to make it like really vast, right? You want to have like all of these opportunities, go to all these different sites to explore and whatnot. We have 8 different locations that are visible to you right now. I said that correctly. And we are working on anything and everything we can to satisfy the story, right? But sometimes that process becomes a little bit longer than what we intend it to be. And what happens is we kind of solidify the things that must be so versus the things that are added and feel good stuff that, you know, may or may not make it in depending on where we're at within that development sequence. So we do have plans to make a DLC. It's not like we're inherently working on what that is per se, but we have these ideas that spawn up that we put in this pile that says this would be really cool if we get the time. So we're focused on delivering that first full-fledged vanilla game, and then whenever that happens, if the numbers come in correctly and the hype is real and community wants more content, then we're going to push out all that delightful meaty goodness as some type of DLC package, or if it's not that much, probably just be updates, stuff of that nature. So long story short, we do have plans to do DLC, but we will get there once the game is done, okay? So slow down, let's work on this game. When we get done with this game, then we can go far more into detail of what that DLC could possibly look like. Because even for us, we're not 100% sure what all that content could be. It might be more than what we think, it might be less. It might be something in a completely different direction. It might be based off of a lot of rich community feedback that we get over at the Steam forums, which is where you should put most of your feedback. Thank you for doing that, by the way. It's, you know, it's that sort of territory that we go. So I really like that question. So I thought there would be more in this area. I am disappointed. Did I not fly through this space enough? Yeah, I think it was maybe just a little basey base with a couple of items. I guess that's fine. Maybe if we come back later, there will be more dangers. All right, so let's go ahead and head on out. We make no mistakes ever. I love how you're all just like taking that verbatim. I wasn't being cheeky at all. Whew! Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and swing on all the way over here. You know what, first we're gonna stop at this site. Because it's on the way. And then we'll start moving in the direction of those missions. We're gonna get all 3 of those missions done through the course of this stream, so we got an hour and a half to do that. 30 minutes apiece after this one. I think we'll be good. So Hazy's taken some notes and dropping it in the chat saying, Michael specifically said 8 to 12 systems, so we could get up to 4 more systems. This is very true. This is what Michael said. Wonderful. I think we need to change our ship. I'm not too thrilled about this ship. I think we can do better. We might go back, find something that looks a little bit cooler, maybe has some better stats. That's optional. I just want it to look cool. Also, do you hear that pinging noise? Do you hear it? That means there's a secret nearby. And it sounds like it's in here. Aha! Look at this. It's a cloaked container with a nano injector. I'll take that. And signal decoder, which we don't have room for. We don't need this clothing, though. Who needs clothing? I made that joke last stream. That's probably weird. All right. Some scrap metal. Delicious. Now let's see where we can figure out what we need to be doing in this area. The main thing is locating a possible signal beanbag, essentially. So if you recall, whenever we set up our home base, we had to establish some sensors that threw people off, so they couldn't pinpoint the location of our base itself. The beanbags would basically distort your scanners, and you would go to the wrong place and basically come up dry. So here we're kind of doing the opposite of that. Now we're trying to figure out the location of the... Oh wait, no, we're actually not there yet. Excuse me. We're just exploring this location because we can. But we're going to be doing that with the 3 locations just around the corner. But I'm glad that we were able to see this quick little location just flying through the stations. You'll see that this is kind of similar to what we're doing with Everspace 1 and how we have those colonial derelicts, of course. But they're going to be a little bit more elaborate. In the case of this one, this was a nice, simple, like one-directional shaft, no twists and turns, no upwards movement, nothing like that. But we've got more in store for you for the future. Now let's go to one of these locations. Do they play hacky sack in space? With sensors, yes. In fact, they do. How do I get into the beta? Where do I send my money? So, a couple things. We did extend opportunities to get into the alpha after the Kickstarter last year. And then we extended it further to like the end of last year. And then we extended it to like 2 weeks ago. So it's like closed. To my understanding, there is no more chance to get into a playable alpha or the playable beta at this time. I know for a fact that when the early access starts at the end of this year, you will have that opportunity show up once again. It's possible the doors may open as an opportunity somewhere between now and then, so you'll just have to be mindful, checking out the community, watching our Twitter feed so that you can see if that opportunity arises. There isn't really a guarantee there. So the main thing is just pinning the end of this year for the early access. That's going to be when you're going to be diving in. I also want to mention one other point of clarity here. The alpha and the beta, both of these are territories where we're not like adding tons and tons of content into the game. This is where we're refining the backend systems to ensure it's working for your system, okay? So if we're having problems running the game from a very basic standpoint, the players of the closed alpha and the closed beta are going to help us a ton. You'll see little bits of stuff added through this, but early access is going to be where we add a ton of content for you to start really investing your time and space into, and also where we're going to get into the nitty-gritty of balancing. So if you can be patient,
Reached a base.
it's going to be
Any
great.
clues I should look out for?
If it's a beanbag, it should have some dome-like structure attached to it. But even then, you'll need to blow the whole thing up to be certain.
It's an outlaw base, alright, but I don't see a dome. Must be one of the duds.
A dud base. Unfortunate, but we can at least extract its resources. I see a question from Commando XVR saying, Okar when? Well, we will get to the Okar whenever they become relevant in the story and development. But the big thing to know is that we definitely have plans for the Okar. So don't think that they're like missing out or anything yet. A lot of it comes down to just where we're at with adding all the content, adding all the factions, all of that stuff. You are really seeing a fairly early slice of the game, even though it looks like the game should be released like tomorrow. Alright, taking out these outlaw turrets, no problem. Just some nice consistent circle strafing like we've done from the original Everspace. So if you remember how to do that, you're gonna be in luck. Let's go ahead and get rid of some stuff. We have a lot of Vardum crystal shards. So I'm gonna destroy some. Oh gosh, I hate destroying resources because I just love hoarding things. Let's see, what else can we get rid of? Inertial dampeners. Yeah, we're gonna get rid of those too. Michael also dropped a pretty expansive message over on Twitch. I'm going to relay that to everybody on all the platforms so you all know what he is saying. It's pertaining to DLC, and he says to elaborate on future DLC. By the way, Michael is the CEO of Rockfish Games. So this is from the horse's mouth, okay? To elaborate on future DLC, as in a proper expansion with new ships, locations, story content, etc., our creative team members will start throwing around ideas about new content and features about 6 months prior to full release. Given the game is a financial success, making releasing DLC commercially worthwhile, of course. So that means if the game completely flops, that would suck, but also we wouldn't work on DLC then, because it wouldn't be viable. It wouldn't make any sense. So it's ultimately going to come down to your word of mouth and what you're telling people about our game. If you say it's awesome, DLC is probably likely to come out. If you say that it sucks, please also expand on why so we can fix it before that full release, and then maybe we can make something happen, right? Cool. Let's go to another location because this one turned up dry. And see what we get to in this. Let's go to this one first. I think this one's a little bit easier. How many systems? 12? My question is how big each systems are. So I believe there's 28 locations that you can go to in the Cedo system. Some are bigger than others. You can actually tell these larger ones have a full square. That shows that they're a very big point of interest, whereas the smaller ones, like this little dot, they're just like a little outpost, right? Or a shipwreck, stuff like that. So I would say there's roughly going to be about 10-ish big locations. We'll say 8 to 10 big locations in each one of the solar systems, or sectors, if you want to call them that. And then you'll have numerous other little locations that are going to be just like a space station or a shipwreck, a very large shipwreck, or et cetera, et cetera. So you could see up to like 20 to 30 different unique points of interest in a single solar system. I mean, adding all that up, numbers are skyrocketing. It's really hard to lock down to say like, this is how many we're doing. Obviously in development, a lot of things can change. We may add a lot more locations. We might remove more locations. So I'm going to just say like, I'm going to give a really rough estimate of saying like maybe like 80 to 100 locations, but still know that that's not like a guarantee. That's kind of like what we're kind of aiming for, okay? Perfect. Will people be able to get import custom ship skins? Maybe Swordfish 2 from Cowboy Bebop.
Looks like a base.
Okay, that would be awesome. But we are not doing mod support with Everspace 2 at this time. We have heard a lot of people talking about mod support. And I think it's also something that we internally have talked about a lot. And what that would look like and how we would go about that. Stuff of that nature. So if you definitely want that type of material to be possible in Everspace 2, definitely throw us your ideas on the Steam forums especially, and explain your reasoning of how that could be implemented and what you would do with that and all of those types of things, because we are curious on what your thoughts are and how much the people want to see that. Oh, I also just realized my Steam overlay is on. Oh gosh, that's kind of funny. Hang on a second. One second. We're just gonna nip this in the bud right now. Okay, that's better. Perfect. So now we're hunting down another distractor in these deep fields. And we have to see if we can find it.
All right.
And destroy it.
This one looks promising.
And here we go. So we got a little base setup, it looks like. Nothing crazy, but you can see we have some elements of the base that we have to drop in order to take this location from them. Also, want to just mention this too so everybody knows. Michael, again, the CEO, says that mod support is actually high on his priority list. So we'll just have to see what opportunities we get. Ooh. Perfect. I really need a better weapon. Let's see. We also have this railgun, which is quite nice, actually. Unfortunately, we don't have a lot of energy to utilize it effectively. But it's definitely stronger. And then we also have this nice coil gun. It can also put in work for us. But ultimately, we just need some better loot. That's really what I'm after.
Opening core for evacuation.
We are going to use the autocannon here because it does a lot of little shots, which can break away this shield into the station core. And once we pop this, the ownership of this base is gone. It's removed.
One base down. Could or could not have been a beanbag.
Oh my gosh. Speaking of better
We'll know in a second.
equipment. Oh my goodness, a blaster. Let's go ahead and just
Bullseye.
cycle
Caught
that
your
on.
Distraction signal. I can now trace its source to the other 2 locations. One's here. And the third. Damn, this is not good.
Can't find it or too dangerous.
Let's just say it calls for more advanced planning.
I'll focus on the next one for now and then meet you back in hangar. We can figure it out from there.
Good call. See ya at base.
Perfect. So we are making progress. I think what we're going to do is we are going to fly back to the home base and have to say goodbye to all of this gear because we're completely loaded up. And maybe we'll have an opportunity to upgrade a perk or 2. That might be fun. But first, we need to head back to home base, which is like all the way across the star system. And you might be wondering, Eric, are you guys at Rockfish thinking about any type of fast travel measures in the game? Or am I actually going to have to sit and wait when I'm doing the super light all the way across the stars? Even though I can, do this cool thing around and it looks neat, I want to get to places and do things. I can absolutely 100% guarantee you that there will be the ability to travel where you want to go in a faster capacity at some point in the future. Right now in the playable alpha, those elements haven't been implemented, nor should they be accessible with the story arc that we are presenting to you. So, hold tight. Hold tight is the main thing. I see another question. Will this be on consoles? From Kimbo 2028. Yes, it will be. We are scheduled to launch in 2021 with the PlayStation 4 and the Xbox One. If you are curious about other consoles, like other opportunities like newer consoles, stuff like that, know that that could be possible for us to do. If we go that direction, we will make the appropriate announcements at those respective times. All right, let's offload some of this stuff that we've been collecting, and then maybe also buy a new ship or something too. Hey, better sensors. Whoops. Can we equip? Okay, interesting. It lost its uncommon trait. It's working as intended. Good to see. Perfect. Fantastic. We're just gonna store like all of the resource stuff. Because that's how we roll. Excellent. We'll take this out. Let's see. What do we have the most of? We have dark matter. It's really expensive. That's nice. So let's go ahead and look at our perks and see if there's anything that we can do leveling things up here. So the first thing is that the main character, he goes by the name of Adam. That's simply because that is the name of his host. But he is a clone of Adam. So you can kind of think of him as his own person with the body of this character. And you'll be able to define the way he kind of grows and his abilities as you level up in the game. Right now, we've only reached level 5, so we were able to choose between one of these 3. We can change these at our leisure. Right now, I'm using Air to the O, which killing an enemy has a 15% chance to repair you for 30% of their maximum health. And as you grow, there will be more perks and whatnot. Who knows how far in deep this is going to go? I certainly don't. I'm sure there'll be more information about that in the future. Otherwise, your additional companions offer you passive abilities that can provide you with an absorbent amount of benefits. So for example, we could upgrade these repairs, which will make it to where we only have to pay 70% whenever we go to a shop and, spend money to fix our ship. You'll also notice that in this particular build, which I'm kind of cutting it off, if you look at these indicators, like this iron, it has a plus mark. It's not full of green, but it says, hey, you have some, versus you have these other ones, which are completely full of green. Those unique indicators show you that you have all the credits you need and all the scrap you need, but you only have some iron in order to get this fully upgraded. So as you can see, we could max out all of our credits here. We can max out all of the scrap metal that we've been finding, but we don't quite have enough iron. So we'll have to come back with more iron in order to upgrade that. You want me to use the quantum entangler device? Okay, maybe we can... Do we have that? I can't remember if we have it. Yes, we do. Okay. And we'll go ahead and upgrade this as well. For those of you who haven't seen these upgrades, the devices are found in secret locations and also purchased from certain stores. And as you upgrade them, it unlocks new modes. Now, we've already gotten a lot of feedback with how these are upgraded. Specifically that when you upgrade, it starts with the top mode and then it works its way down to the bottom. Some people have expressed, I want to go for a specific mode. We understand that. And also, like, if I'm spending 3 upgrade tokens to the bottom one, why isn't it stronger than the first 2? We also understand that feedback as well. So there is going to be some conversation about it, and we'll see if changes need to be invoked. So thanks for your feedback on that. All right, so let's go ahead and let's change this to... The way the quantum entangler works is that when you're taking damage, it basically returns the damage to the target. Ignore damage to armor and shield, but split whole damage 50-50 between the user and the target. Let's see. I think we're gonna do symmetry. I think it's working now. It wasn't working before. So we'll find out. Also, we're gonna go ahead and upgrade these as well, just so we can have them. Since we did give you guys a healthy amount of upgrade tokens to play around with all of the modes for the alpha, that will very, very likely change. But we are going to use Shield Surge. So when we use the EMP generator, it's going to restore our shields in the heat of combat. All right. Nanoplating's better than what we have. We'll take it. So you can't get the tractor beam yet. We still need more iron. Unfortunate. The last thing is these energy orbs. We'll go ahead and upgrade this, because this is exciting and good. So after you complete all of this stuff, all you have to do is upgrade. Boom. Delia will probably say something to you like, hey, thanks for doing this research for me. It's made everything happier and better. And you're great. And she'll give you a high five. I don't know. Whatever. Just imagine that, okay? And then you can see that, like, you can still upgrade these further. As of right now, this now allows us to gain energy orbs by destroying enemies. The next upgrade will increase the effectiveness of those energy orbs by 10%. What does an energy orb do, you might ask? Well, it restores the energy on your ship when you collect it to replenish both your engines and your weapons. That way you can stay in the fray a bit longer. Okay, so now that we've kind of shown you those perks, let's go ahead and we dropped off all the things. We're on Aceto Ghost Hunt. Let's go ahead and make that progress. We'll talk about reputation a little bit later, and these hunts, these completions a little bit later as well. Perfect. Lots and lots and lots and lots and lots of things. And of course, I'm going to do one last thing even, because we also want to talk about ships. And I want to get over there. One last thing, and then we're going to go tackle these missions. So Akibara is asking, right, so now you only can do a basic warp drive. Are there any equipment devices that can do a hyperdrive? So we'll have a lot more to talk about with ways that you can travel around in the game at a later point in time. It's just not a good talking point right now because it's still heavily in the works. So thank you for your patience on that one. It's just one of those, we're work in progress, please be patient. I know it's not a fun answer to receive, but know that, yes, stuff is coming. Stuff is coming. So now we're going down to this planet. Please don't lock up. Okay. I was gonna cry deeply if that didn't work. All right, so now we're heading down to Nephthys Plains, and I might show you a location of a hidden device. I don't actually think I've collected it either. Do I have it? Oh, I don't. So I'm gonna go collect it because it's actually one of my favorite devices this time around. But first, let's go ahead and look at the ship selection. So you can kind of see a little bit about how the ship dealing is going to operate. Again, just a really strong emphasis here. This is still a work in progress. There can be a lot of these elements that you see on the screen right now that can change. And not change lightly, but also change heavily. So just please keep that in mind, okay? One of the things that we will talk about, this was something that was asked in the Discord, I think last week, is like, what's the difference between an ultimate and the special and the passives? Like, that's a lot of key terms here. Like what exactly does that look like? So let's talk about that, okay? So right here on the Interceptor, we have an ultimate called Weapon Overdrive. This ultimate is always bound to every Interceptor subclass. Every single one has an ultimate, okay? You cannot get an Interceptor that has a different ultimate. They will all have the exact same ultimate, okay? Now let's talk about the special and the passives. These are going to be chosen from a pool for each respective subclass and possibly even the same class. So as an example, you could choose an Interceptor or a Sentinel that may both have the same type of passive that could be applied to either one of them. But if you chose like a gunship of a completely different class, you would have a different pool of specials that could only be bound to the heavy class ships. Does that make sense? So what that means is that you could be looking at two different Interceptor 1s that have a couple of statistical changes, but then completely different specials on them. So you may prefer one over the other, okay? It's not gonna just be which one you think looks prettier. There's a lot more work coming, and that's how those are going to be distinct from ship to ship, instead of it just being what do I want it to look like and what has the most pretty factor going on. So that being said, I want you guys to choose the one that has the best pretty factor going on, because I mean, you're watching this ship fly around through the stream. Go ahead and give me a vote. I want to see 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5. I'm gonna give you like 30 seconds, and whichever one takes the cake, I'm gonna use that. I'm gonna buy that ship. And if I see numbers that aren't in, I'm gonna kick you out of the chat, Bloodstar. I'm just kidding. Oh, Excelsior going for 2. All right. T3 Cube 4, Solus 1, Space Syndicalist 3, Overland Gamer 4, Happy Dragon 4, Hazy Devil 1, Shuzan 4, 2, 2, 2. I'm seeing a lot of 2s. My goodness. We have to go with 2. we have to go with 2. I'm seeing a lot of 2s. I got some 2s on YouTube. I got a lot of 2s. Yeah, we got to go with 2. So we're gonna go to a new Interceptor 1. It's gonna have the exact same stats and everything, but it's gonna look different. All right, so this is what we got. I hope you're all satisfied. I think it looks nice. We already have a quantum entangler, so we can't buy this, but as you can see, you can find devices from shops. It's a lovely little thing. We're gonna go ahead and sell this nano injector, sensor, reforged plating, sensor. Is there anything better? Ooh, can't overheat. That's actually nice. Let's go ahead and buy that. We'll go ahead, buy and sell. Oh, these rocket launchers are way better. So we're gonna go ahead and buy and sell those as well. Let's see, a thermo gun. Let's see. Anything else that will be dandy for us? Doesn't look like it, unfortunately. All right, so that'll be good. We could pick up some jobs. We might do this on the next stream. For now, we're gonna focus on getting those missions done because I already know I've been talking about a lot of the systems for you guys already. And while this is an informative stream, I know that you also want to see some gameplay, so that's what we're going to do right the heck freaking now. Let's go. So first things first, let's show you a hidden location to where you can acquire some a new device. So if you fly all the way out here, secrets, secret. Look at this. There's some holes. Look at this. That's kind of curious looking. Almost looks like a skull or a scream. That's legitimately terrifying if you were just to come across this on your own. Anyway, so there's a couple different caves here. And of course, nothing spawned in this one. Great. But here we go. There's a shipwreck. As you can see, there are just a couple caves that you can fly through. And you get to the bottom of this one. Get up nice and close and personal. We've got a missile defense system. Wonderful. So we'll add that to our collection. I'm pretty sure we can get out this way too. Excellent, yeah. It all kind of connects together. So that's just one little example of a cave structure on a planet. There are 2 other ones. You probably saw them in the previous streams. If you didn't, just know that they're abound. There's also a cave structure right in the middle of that drill. So if you feel the need to fly straight into it, know that you can. It is legitimately an option. All right, let's go. All planetary locations and all spacey locations alike are handcrafted. The only exceptions to that is we are using procedural generation for filler events is what I'm going to call them. All right, so if you have a bunch of different missions, like some of them can trigger a handcrafted unique location for you to go to, but we're also using some of that procedural generation to keep them interesting as you collect more and more and more missions, so it doesn't feel like you're doing the exact same thing over and over. Right? All right, so now let's head on over to Sirens Sea with our outfitted new ship. And I think we're gonna use Quantum Teleporter because it was requested. I'm also gonna go ahead and change this. Man, I really love the magnetic repulsor, but we're gonna choose the missile defense system, and I'm gonna upgrade it to a very important ability called Minesweeper. And what that's going to allow us to do is when we utilize this device, it not only shoots down missiles, but also clears any mines that are nearby us. Would you consider adding some Goa Psytrance combat music? Excelsior, you'd have to take that up with Giho, our in-house musician. We're actually really happy with how the soundtrack has been developed. Obviously, you're just getting a slice of what's even available in the alpha. There's a lot more to come. So let's, it's possible. I don't want to be like, no, that's not going to happen. But obviously, we've got a vision in place for the sound design, the music, all of those elements, and we're taking that in a very specific direction. Maybe you'll be pleased. You'll be pleasantly surprised. Otherwise, know that we are trying to create a nice mixture of content for your ear holes. Also, look at this place. This is kind of neat, I think. There's actually like clouds in this asteroid location. I always get a kick out of this. It's almost like a ring, kind of, where you see all like this dust cloud. And we're actually flying above it, but we have to fly into it. So first we're gonna head over here. Whoops. There we go. We're gonna see if we can find anything in this debris field. Maybe we can find an item or two. Oh, here's some enemies. Okay, I like this. I just like this. Alright, let's get this blaster all up in his face. That feels good. Woo! Ooh, corrosion! Ouch! Ouch! These Vipers are dangerous up close and personal, but I like danger. Take it! You can also see these little glowy bits. These are the energy orbs. So when we take those, we actually gain a momentary critical hit chance. And that is because of the ship that you guys had us choose. I'll show you in just a second what our passive is so you can read it and be in the know. So, Orb Focus. Collecting an energy orb grants +1 increased critical hit chance for 8 seconds up to 20. So if we collected up to 20 energy orbs, we could have 20% increased critical hit chance. So you want to have more and more and more and more drops. So I would recommend, if you had that special, to focus on getting these energy orbs up with Delia. And yeah, then you're gonna be in a happy place. All right, we're gonna just like pause this right now and just kind of like take this space in. Like, look, even our ship looks like it's almost like just dead in the water. It's this derelict location. It's like, what's going on here? What's the story? You know what I'm saying? So we've had a lot of questions about like the photo mode in the game and what our plans are for continuing all of that, you know, beautiful bean footage, if you will. And we are planning on making sure you have the tools necessary to take the sexiest screenshots imaginable. So we will continue to do that. We want to make sure that you've got everything that's accessible to your liking. We will be talking about more features with the photo mode in the future. So for now, just play around with what you got, and it's only gonna get better. Bad shot is bad. Wow! That feels good. That was a great catch right there. Also, I'm gonna try something, and we're gonna see if things lag. I just wanna see. We're gonna find out real quick. Don't worry. If everything's terrible. That's not too bad, actually. I'm seeing a little bit. We're gonna try this for now. If things get really freaky deaky on the screen, just start shouting and be like, no, fix it. Well, we're gonna see what happens. But hopefully we fixed all of the settings to where you can see what's going on. All right. I see something here. We're gonna go to it. Explore it. Ooh, a marksman coil gun. Thank you, sir. May I have another? So what's on this bad boy? It's actually not as good as what we have. Unfortunate. It does have more range, but it's a lot more energy consumption and it deals less kinetic damage than what we currently have. It does have a 5% chance to disable the target's shield for 2 seconds, which is seriously awesome. But I think we're going to go ahead and stick with our Prime Zapper, plus 30% increased damage against units with a higher level than your own. We do see a container right here. It's a bulletproof container. Ooh. Ooh, another device we found. Are you taking notes? Beautiful. Nano transmitter. I'm sure that's a very prominent utility device that assists you in staying alive. No slideshow yet. Good. Oh, look at this. It's a base. I gotta work on my railgun aims. There we go. We'll just, we'll attempt to dodge some missiles.
Don't come any closer.
Here we go again.
All right. Now I want to put emphasis on evasion here. We really love the tutorial videos that people put out, like saying, hey, this is how you do X thing in Everspace 2's alpha. Like, it's great. We love you. We love the feedback. It's amazing. But know that you don't actually have to boost to evade, okay? It's not a necessity, but it can help depending on the situation you're in, okay? But when there's just like a missile coming at you, it's very similar to Everspace 1 in that regard. And a lot of you have picked up on that. Some of you still say there's like, it feels like there's a difference. Yes, there is. The ships are handling differently than they did in Everspace 1, and that's because there's going to be a lot of distinct variation to the ships as you unlock them, as you are choosing between the different classes and whatnot. It just means there's more diversity is really what it comes down to. So you might get acclimated to a different style at first in Everspace 2, but then you're going to find that ship that really fills that very desirable level of play that you're going for. Because, I mean, you guys haven't even seen us able to play the gunship, play the scout, play the other types of ships that are out there yet. Namely because they're not ready to show. But I can assure you, they're very different from the medium ship class. All right, let's go ahead and take out the rest of this base.
Opening core for evacuation.
Perfect. Wonderful.
2 down. 1 to go. Time to head back to base.
Ooh, an outlaw mine layer. Time to show off this really nice device that we found. So as you can see, he's dropping these mines and they can't touch us. Except now they can. But we're gonna get a little cheeky here. Have a mine. Oh, we missed. But sometimes don't think that you have to deal with these things because they're throwing them at you. You can throw them back. Oh man, I was really hoping that was gonna connect. Oh, we'll have to try that again some other time. But the main thing to showcase there is, yes, you can grab things in the air, in the space, in the void, you can grab things and you can chuck it back at your opponents should you desire. All right. So now we've taken care of that base. We could probably explore this location for some more hidden goodies. But we're going to keep moving on. Because we're halfway through the stream and we have more to talk about pertaining to the story. So let's head back to home base.
Anything new on the third distractor? Dax?
Hey. Dax went down to the hangar. He said he needed to prepare for something. Say, was your friend close to any radom when he got those burns?
Yeah, we were out mining for GNB when his engine caught fire.
Ouch.
Why?
He got what we call a crystal rash. It's caused by destabilized radom and inflicts serious and progressive damage to human tissue. The
Well-
only way to stop it from spreading is to amputate.
I understand.
Whew.
The good news is I got everything I need for the procedure. It will take a few hours. I'll contact you as soon as it's over.
Man, poor Ben.
Alright, thanks.
It's what
Sorry,
I'm
Grindel.
trained for.
I see Grindel in chat. He says rip limbs. If you're wondering why I said sorry, Grindel, the character Ben, we actually honor our wiki editor from Everspace 1, who's also assisting us through Everspace 2. His username is Grindel. And he made its way into the game because he's an awesome community person. So thank you for all of your contributions. And now we're going to chop one of your limbs off. That's how we work at Rockfish. Thank you for your hard work. Can I have your hand, please? Literally.
Adam,
I'm fine.
good. Because starting now I will need you at your very best. We're so close to finding the ghost fleet, but there's one last distractor between us and Hive. And it's located at the worst possible place.
Palemon's wound.
Bases don't get any more fortified than that. At least not here in Ceto. You won't have to do it alone though. Get yourself buffed up and prepared to be away for a while. Once you're ready, I'll be waiting for you at the wound.
Okay, so I want to point out a couple of elements that aren't working correctly in this particular build. You'll notice that the force field is, you can't really see it anymore. The blue effect, I think, is gone. That's not because my settings were modified. That's actually because it's not working properly in the build. So little things like that. That's why we keep from updating every single moment. We're gonna flesh it all out. Don't you worry. We'll get it fixed. But I see that some people caught that in the chat. Another thing to talk about, just because some of you may notice this, maybe you didn't, but I just want to look at these different planets, okay? If you look really closely, at these planets, they're all the same planet, okay? It's not because we forgot to update anything, okay? It's legitimately because they are also placeholders, okay? So Palemon's wound, for example, this planet is going to look very different. I want you to keep your eyes peeled for whenever that update hits so that you can see that there is going to be a little bit more beauty on this map screen other than just regions and a bunch of diamond markers for you to enjoy, okay? Lots and lots and lots of stuff that are still being worked out, being fleshed out. My goodness. Oh, I don't know if my mic picked that up, but that done felt good. Okay. I see another question, a couple more questions. So let me see if I can go through them very quickly. So Sherbert, I like the username. It's delicious. So items have prefix and suffixes or for certain stat increases. So the way that the items are working at this point in time is that we have a corporation assigned to some of them, like this Prime Zapper, for example. This is made by Maverick Industries. And if you were to find something else that was made by Maverick, then you would increase some type of synergetic benefit between the two items. That's pretty neat, right? So in addition to that, the various effects on the item itself can be modified to a certain degree. We're trying to maintain a consistent base stat according to the level of the item. So that's going to be fairly consistent with maybe a little bit of change. But the big key points that are going to be different are the modifiers you see at the very bottom. So for example, on this Prime Zapper, we have a 30% increased damage against units with a higher level than our own. Versus this Railgun, which you see has 3 different modifiers. 10% of enemy damage bypasses, energy damage bypasses the armor, 10% chance to disable the target's shield for 2 seconds with each hit, and 10% experience gain per kill. So you're gonna have those style of modifiers on the weapons. We're still working on those modifiers. Like everything that you've seen and come out of the alpha thus far, there's so much more. And this does not include legendaries as well. Legendaries, according to other, similar looting styled games, they're definitely going to make an appearance here as well. We intentionally left them out of the alpha build because you're only getting up to level 10, and plus we're still doing a friggin' ton of work on them. Come on. And we are going to have a lot of like legendary effects and whatnot that we're planning on applying to those elements whenever we get to them. So hold on tight. We'll have a lot more conversation pertaining to the itemization, how it's going to be balanced especially, and everything else to come. But yeah, that's kind of the basic rundown of that content. So great little question there. Let's see, an observation from Uncle Sam is that the Steam summer sale is going on. Just got Everspace 1. Hey, we hope that you enjoy it. It's definitely a challenging game, so look up tutorials if you do need a little assistance. Don't shy away from trying it on easy mode. The community is really friendly around here. Some of them will make fun of you, like myself, but otherwise, we have a really good time with that. And also share screenshots of your adventure because we love seeing what you post. It's really our pleasure. So if you're not a part of the Discord yet, I do encourage you to go there. Where's the Discord at, you might wondering? Oh my gosh, you can get there by going to discord.gg/rockfishgames. It's the one over on the left side. Wow, that was a great segue. Wasn't it super professional? My goodness. But yeah, we do have a gallery channel there. We just love talking to you guys. It's so much fun. Okay, anyway, back to the game. Just a nice quick little plug there. Otherwise, yeah, that's great. Steam Summer Sale, 80% off on Everspace 1. Get it while it's hot. All right. Yeah, let's go complete some more missions. Beautiful, beautiful. Nephtes Plains or Plains? It's Plains, obviously. All right. Okay, another question as we're flying through space. So each class, like Sentinels, Interceptors, Scouts, Gunships, etc., have a tier level when you upgrade them. Example, increase armor, hull, shield, capacity, and regen, weapons, and device slots. So, yeah, so there are, as of this time, we are looking at about 4 tiers of ships. And each one has some sort of upgrade to it, right? That doesn't mean there aren't any differences between tier 1s. Like if you found a tier 1 interceptor versus another tier 1, there's still going to be different passives, different effects like that. There could also be a different number of slots, possibly, depending on what type of bonuses that it have. So there can still be variety even from the exact same tier. A higher tier is going to cost more money and likely have a greater need for energy, but also puts out a lot more damage, puts out a lot more ability usage from devices, stuff like that. So it's going to be one of the ways that you're progressing yourself forward, not only with the equipment that you're finding and the level that you're gaining, but also the ships that you're purchasing. All kind of scales upwards in that same sense. All right, Palamon's Wound. We're flying down. We're going to do a quick pause because I want to answer one more question. What's the charge uptime on the coil gun? 2 seconds shield break time for a gun that takes 2.5 seconds to charge up. Bug reported. Man, let me tell you what. We have made sure that everything in the alpha is 100% balanced, and it's all final. It's not changing. All right, let's fly down here. Ooh, we got a shipwreck. There's a nice little base. And a Viper. Ooh! Okay, so we're going to make sure that he can't fire his corrosion missiles at us. Let me see. Oh, I think this is going to be a little bit better. Oh, yeah. Run away. I dare you. That's what I thought. Ooh, a bomb thrower. These are always kind of fun. This doesn't seem to be working very well. All right, so we're going to... Ow! Okay, that's not going to work out the way that we intended it to. That is, though. Just doing a little bit more shenanigans with throwing things around. Give me another bomb. I want to kill you with your own weapon. There we go. Nice. Another bomb thrower. Woo!
Looks like they called for reinforcements.
All right. I missed. That was a really bad shot. Oh, hey, we have weapon overdrive. We'll use that. That's tasty.
They are sending in reinforcements.
All right, let's go ahead and save a little bit for later.
Yeah.
The most enthusiastic text-to-speech that you will ever hear. Yeah. Let's do this. Good, good, good. Oh, that dished out some punishment to us. Oh! I was gonna try and catch it, and I wasn't paying attention. Let's try that again. There we go. Alright, can we hit him with his own mine? Yeah, that feels good. It would have been better if we destroyed him with it, but we'll take it. We'll take it. Oh, we have another one. Oh no, it's a Viper. Careful there, Dax. I almost shot you. Nice. Nice and clean. Not really that clean, but we'll take it. It's good enough. So I'm gonna pick up some of these items and we're gonna fly around to this base. I think there's a shortcut through here, isn't there? I think we can do this. Yeah. All right.
You're doing good.
Just a couple more items to take out. A lot more energy cells. We'll have to look around a little bit. It should all be in this vicinity. Now, where did I miss the other ones? Ah, yes, they're down here. Also near the shield generator. That'll do it.
Opening core for evacuation.
Let's blow it up.
Nice and simple. Oh my god. I look over the chat after my statement about saying it was clean. I see a comment that says, clean as a public restroom. Touche. Touche, sir. That's good. All right.
I can see the marker. It's on the other side of the planet.
Other side of the planet? Oh my goodness.
We better hurry before the scavengers start flocking.
All right, so you will see that there are still a couple more items and whatnot to be found in this area, like these credits, for example. And there's another container on the other side. I think it's inside. There's a shipwreck. I'll just show you. Why not? Right inside here, you can definitely make sure that you're exploring all the nooks and crannies, literally, because you can find some stuff that could be really good for your situation. In fact, I'm going to use this. I think that this is going to be better just because of that output for weapons and boosting in particular. So I'm calling that an upgrade. All right, last little bit to go. I want to fly over here just to see what this looks like, because I think it's neat. Almost like teeth on a creature in space. Slightly terrifying. But yeah. Crystals. Space crystals. Lots of them. So as you can see, the the team's definitely been having fun to create more intricately styled asteroids instead of just the traditional circle sphere, right? So we're looking to have some variety in the screenshots that you take too. I want to say there's a secret in one of these asteroids. My memory's fuzzy. But we're gonna have a quick look. Let's poke around a little bit. I'm gonna guess and say that's a no. Either that or I went and looked at the wrong one. But that's fine. Do you use default keyboard and mouse controls or modified or gamepad? Just curious. David Harris, a great question. I am a standard boy. I like to use what the game has designed for me, and it's no different within Everspace 2. We've had some pretty good feedback from Everspace 1 even, pertaining to like the controls for mouse and keyboard as well as controller support. And heck, we were even having a conversation about it yesterday, or earlier this week, I guess, about how we want to utilize the controller, since there were, I would say, a decent amount of feedback pertaining to one use of boosting stuck on the thumb. So we are taking that feedback in, and we're trying to see what we can do to honor not only the legacy of Everspace 1's control, but also stylize in a way that is the most accommodating for all the functions that we have. Also keep in mind, we have a ton more options, which means more buttons, more like even something as simple as like, see the light on the ship right here. Oh goodness gravy, I can't quite zoom in. Okay, you can see it right here, right? The light on the very left side of the screen, you can actually toggle that on and off. That is a button you can literally push, okay? Lots of little things like that. This might also be the inertia dampeners. It might be a toggle on the keyboard, right? And if we're gonna convert that over on the controller with a limited number of buttons and combinations, like, we have to be really thorough to make sure that we're giving you the full access that you desire without limiting any of that space, right? So I guess overall what I'm saying is we're talking about it a lot. And if you have ideas and suggestions of what you would like to see, maybe as an alternate control scheme, stuff like that, definitely make your voice heard. Head on over to the Steam forums specifically. So if you're on Steam watching this, hello, hi, how are you? You can actually just click on the discussions tab. It's I can't remember where it's at, but you can actually go straight there. There's a general discussion room, and then there's also an alpha discussion for you sneaky devils with the alpha. Oh my gosh. But yeah, go ahead and drop your feedback there. We really do appreciate it, because we want to make the game the best it can possibly be. And we recognize the fact that we can't quite do that without your help. We can make it good, but it's going to be best with you guys. All right, so this last actually, we're going to save this for later. All right, that's going to be a little secret for you guys. Let's fly over to another location. We're going to save this last thing for the last bit of the stream, I think. Yeah. So let's go ahead and explore this undiscovered site. This should be good. Remembered your question from many weeks ago. You said kinetic is good against armor, energy is good against shield. I think there is one type that is good against both of them, but not specialized. There is not really a type that's good against both. We haven't specialized that, but we do have modifiers in the game that will allow you to have bypassing, for example, is just one very basic example. The 10% of energy bypasses the armor, right? So you'll also have combination attacks, like if you're using a device that does a certain thing with an ultimate that does a certain thing, with a passive that does a certain thing, and maybe an upgrade that you've done, like a perk that you have for your character that does a certain thing. There are many certain things, okay? A lot of it's still in development. I want to be more specific. I'm sorry that it's incredibly vague right now. When the time is right, you will see a lot of what I'm talking about in that, and there will be many more discussions pertaining to the itemization and how that all synergizes together in the future. But yes, we did pull those out intentionally for kinetic versus armor and energy versus shield to provide a lot more different utility in how you're approaching combat sequences. Is there an alpha giveaway this week? We do not have an alpha giveaway. We had a select number of them to give away around the time that the alpha started, yes. And we're really happy with those results. You guys are friggin' awesome, and we're happy for the people who won those. Through the course of development, we may have more key giveaways. If we do, definitely make sure that you are watching our Twitter account. Make sure that you're in our Discord. We'll give you that feed whenever it comes available. For now, we mostly want to open up these streams as an element for the community to ask your questions, see gameplay, and to a degree, get your feedback, or at least guide your feedback to the appropriate channels where we can truly work together to make this the best it can be. Perfect. Wait, that's a level 2 railgun? Is that what? Oh my gosh, it's crappy. I really need to replace that. Let's see. How about a level 7 railgun? Perfect! We've just been sitting on a better weapon that we... A marksman coil gun. Even better. I also like how it's a 5% chance to disable the target shield for 2 seconds with each hit. All right. So we had better stuff. We just didn't have it equipped. I'm smart, okay? So let's explore these asteroids. Ooh, look at this. What's this? A power socket. Inside of this, what looks to be a damaged mining drone. All right, well, I'm only going to do part of this for you guys because I don't want to spoil this too much. But look, you can add this power core there, and maybe it'll charge up and start firing. Go. All right, we're going to find another power core because I think it needs more power. In order to do that, we're going to need to find a power source. So we're just going to yoink this from this one. Thank you for your contributions. We're taking it over here. And we're going to show the basic result of firing this one off. And maybe it gives you an idea of what you're going to have to do with the second one, but not the full puzzle. So when we plop this in place, yeah, there we go. You see this? Normally you can destroy those with missiles. Doesn't do any work. But when that laser gets on it, beautiful. Osnell. So there's probably some more secrets to be found. Something that I want to show you before I leave the territory is you will have to start thinking about how to solve these too, because that last one was super easy. You just plug the things in and it operates. Where is this one pointing to, I wonder? It looks like nowhere, which is a problem because the asteroid that you want stuff is down here. How could we possibly get it to change the direction, or maybe change the beam's direction? And I'll leave it at that. Let's go. I think we're ready for the Ghost Fleet. I think this is going to be a good time to talk about this last little segment of the alpha. So let's have some fun here. The answer is on YouTube. Yeah, you're probably right. I could have probably just shown it. It's fine. I don't want to give too much away. So let's get to the end of the alpha and reveal all of the story we've written so far.
It's time to find ourselves a home.
I'll check the AI units of those ships.
And I'll keep watch for newcomers. The longer we linger, the more trouble will come our way.
Perfect.
Something about this place seems oddly familiar.
Huh. What a curious thing to say. Clone Adam. We're not going to do that race yet. We want to find some of these items in here. So first we have this AI unit.
This one's on the fritz.
Nope. So we can create energy spheres, and we can take these to other points to possibly unlock things. We'll go ahead and save this race for a moment. I actually forgot where I need to take this charge. Slightly embarrassing. Is this it? It might be right here. Oh, there's a force field there. Okay, perfect. So, as you can see, some of there's a little bit of graphical erroring. Because that is a force field. And there's an AI unit here, and I think there's even a shield generator behind me. But like I said,
looks
we'll
like
fix
the
it.
Hive
Don't worry.
self-destructed along with their vessels.
They're that valuable, huh?
Well, they adapt their personality to the pilot using them. They're like the perfect partner.
Right. And a companion bot is the ultimate lover.
Something about this place feels horribly wrong. We really shouldn't be here.
Okay, so you're getting a little slice of the backstory behind the Hive units. If you guys have played Everspace 1, you're already gonna know straight up like how the Hive functions, okay? So for those of you who don't, let's just talk about it very briefly, okay? We'll make it super quick, okay? In Everspace 1, you are playing a colonial military clone, all right? Your purpose is supposed to be for combating the Okar, because that is the only reason why these militarized assets were created during the Okar colonial conflict. However, your story is a little bit different, okay? Also the Hive, the Hive is bound to the Eterna network and is assigned to each of the clones in order to give them stability through the course of their very limited lifespan, okay? They give them knowledge, they give them a little bit of crap. They give you insight, etc., to where that specific clone is bound to that specific Hive unit. And if anything were to happen to a clone, then that Hive unit, that very valuable militarized asset, it's not going to stick around, right? When you are destroyed in any capacity, the Hive unit is also destroyed. That's how it works. You cannot get a Hive unit that has been separated from a clone. All right, so now that we've had that discussion, let's also talk about the creation of the clone in Everspace 1, because you weren't created according to protocol. You were created as a body replacement for a guy named Adam. Your sole purpose of existence is to save his life. Things go a little bit differently. And that's what leads us into Everspace 2. But one other key element that has not been addressed yet, that is still worth exploring, is that we don't have a Hive unit in Everspace 2. And the reason why we are looking for one right now is largely because, oh, hi Dax, is largely because we need it to access the Eterna network. That makes a lot of freaking sense. So, that's why we're here. If you're wondering what happened to the Hive unit that was previously on board our previous ship before the events of Everspace 2, I'm just gonna say, spoiler alert, he dies. Because he's a valuable militarized asset. There's no way he's gonna fall into the wrong hands. All right, let's keep going. Let's find a race. So let's fly through this, it'll be fun. And then we're gonna keep searching for an AI unit. Oh, let's answer a couple more questions too, because I see some good ones. So we're gonna fast answer them. Adrian, will trading be a thing? Yes, trading is a thing. There are going to be a lot of different stations in the game. In fact, we are working on trade routes as well, so that you can optimize certain items and equipment that have a greater turnaround rate from certain stations versus other ones, depending on the faction ownership and other little details and quirks. You'll see that later in the game space. But yeah, trading's definitely a thing. I'm so sorry, can I ask when I can pre-order this game? So we are in a closed alpha state right now. We'll be moving into a closed beta state in, I honestly forget, but it's soon. And then we have an early access release. This is the important one. The early access is at the end of this year, if not at the beginning of next year. It's like right in that middle ground territory. Can depend on a lot of number of factors within development, but that is when the doors are opening wide up so you can get on in that. That is when you can pre-order the game, in the sense that you have access to an early version of the game, which we would love to hear your feedback. Absolutely delighted to hear your feedback through early access. That is what is going to allow us to thrive and succeed in making this the best possible product for you. So please do not look at an early access as like a pre-order. We really want your feedback when it comes to diving into that space. That's all. So otherwise, the best time to truly pre-order would be the end of next year, right before it launches in its 1.0 state. Cool. Excelsior. I really wanted to thank you for being really responsive and for working so close with the community. Oh my goodness. What a sweet pea. Thank you for that. Yeah, we're trying our best. I recently had an issue with another game and it took the dev 5 weeks to answer. It happens. It happens in the gaming industry. Like, there are so many devs that are doing everything they possibly can in order to reach out to their communities and make things work. And it's hard, right? It's a really hard process. We are pretty satisfied with the results that we've received within Rockfish Games, and we know that we do have some areas where we can do better, and we're accepting of that feedback. So if you do see something that you're not happy with, let us know and we'll do what we can to correct it, because we really want to make sure that you're in the loop of knowing where our emphasis of development is going, so that we can do what we feel is the best for the game space, and also, if it works out for you guys as well, so it's good. All right. That was a lot of, that was a lot. But thank you for that. Very good stuff. All right. Will all planet surfaces be deserts? Will there be different biomes or different styles of planets? Jackson, I really like that question. So we are definitely looking at different types of planets. And we want to handcraft each one of those. I would be cautious and thinking that we're gonna create a super lavish, rich, insane world that you could venture to, that's super miles or kilometers long, right? We think that would be amazing, but we also have to keep in mind there's a lot of space that we're making, right? And if we spend too much time to design a single entire world that could be comparable to the entirety of another video game, then that's lost time on everything else that we have to offer. So please just keep that in mind. But yes, we are absolutely looking at building out different styles of planets, so you're not just seeing desert, desolate asteroid, and pile of dirt, Oh, Michael also pointed out one other thing. We will have pre-orders on console though. So thank you for mentioning that. Very good point. Okay. Let's do this race and see how bad we are at it. Fun fact, I haven't done this race yet. So this is going to be my first time. Feel free to judge me as hard as possible. You ready, guys? I'm guessing it's going straight. This is going to be funny. Okay, here we go. Man, I should have put on the cruise booster here. Whoa! Okay, that got me. That got me a little bit. That was it? Oh my gosh, we can do so much better than that. Hang on a second. We can do better than that. In fact, I'm gonna post my record here. And maybe we'll have maybe we'll make a little contest for those of you who have the alpha. Let's do this again. How was that a miss? Everything's fine. Everything's working out great. We are going to die by doing a race. Okay. Okay, that one doesn't count either. I'm gonna do this off screen. It's fine. We got nanobots to spare. It's totally fine. Yikes. Let's go collect some more AIs. So this is the energy socket that we're gonna need to power up so that we can open up this door. So let's go get the energy. That was so bad. Create new energy sphere. And we have a duration of 20 seconds to not die. Whoop. There we go. So you'll see it's opened up the AI unit and also a little package on the other side too, which we will inspect in just a moment. Man, I've taken so much damage.
There is one here. I know it.
I know it. A curious statement to make from a clone. All right, let's go ahead and destroy this tuned energy core. We'll hang on to this one. All right.
Well, if it isn't exhibition. Are you missing your little cell?
It's the gas mask.
You people are nothing but trouble. Time to take things into my own hands.
All right, so it looks like we've got a boss battle here. He's got some health lines. They're different colors. That probably means important things. And he also has some drones. So we're gonna take out this drone, and what's that? We see some drone wrecks. I wonder if we can do anything with that. Oh, sweet, we can grab them. Well, first let's try to attack him.
It's only protecting against energy blasts. Try hurling something against him, like a broken drone or something.
Nice. So we get to throw things at him. That should be fun. We just have to, you know, not miss. We're gonna go for the other drone. It's not that it was bad. It's that it was very bad. Okay, let's do this again. He's going after Dax, so that's gonna make things a little bit trickier.
Now,
nice, got him. So that was a healthy amount of damage, I feel like. All right.
Not again.
Okay, all right. I'm happy with that. Almost got his armor down. Excuse me, Dax.
You're a rotten clone. Of course you fight dirty.
Oh, I fight the dirtiest.
Almost got him.
Almost. Indeed. Got some outlaws coming in, no big deal. Probably shouldn't have quantum entangled this guy because he wasn't even shooting at us. Oh well. Can't win them all. Ow! Speaking of not winning them all. That could come in handy. All right. You got him.
I remember now. And I know why we couldn't find a hive here.
Yeah?
Yeah. Because this is the Everspace 2 alpha build.
Of course!
Hive won't be in the game till early access drops.
Oh!
So we're stuck here?
Guess so, but it could be worse.
Like how?
Just imagine all the stuff that still needs to be developed. New enemies, devices, missions, whole solar systems. And now imagine we would be the ones responsible to produce it all.
Haha, you're right.
Ha ha ha, we're pretty well off, I guess, if it wasn't for those stupid placeholder voices.
Well, you can't have everything. See ya at early access.
See ya.
There you go,
Guess
guys.
I'll just keep on exploring a bit.
Wonderful. So that concludes the story arc that we are telling within the Everspace 2 Alpha. Now, we still actually have a lot more content to show you in the course of these streams and continuing to answer questions and all of that stuff as well. So we do have 10 minutes left. I want to address one specific element that has come up a couple of times in our Discord and want to give you some delightful news. So, but yeah, we still have a lot more locations to go to, and how many devices do we have? There are 10 devices total in the game. At least I think there's 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Do we really have 9 already? Yeah, we have 9. For some reason, I thought I was missing more than that. But yeah, we totally have 9. So there's only one more. I'll have to figure out which one it is. But yeah, I can show you where all of those secrets are hidden, and then also a couple more missions that we can take on, stuff like that. So, just without delaying this too much, I want to dive in on a specific topic. So in the Discord, we have a delightful number of individuals who love diving in and assisting in basically any capacity they possibly can. And it's fantastic. And we commend you for doing that. We thank you for doing that. And some of you guys want to get into like the super nitty-gritty style of conversations. And that includes looking at code that hasn't been pushed out just yet. Like doing some digging, right? And I just want to make sure that you guys know the game in its current state, even, this is yours to explore. And that does also include like tampering with the software. So yeah, we do encourage you to buy the game, of course. Like that's really what we want the focus to be on. We don't want you to just like crack it and then like find ways to do illicit things. You know, obviously we're not going to promote that style of, you know, anything really, but do know that if you are going to go that route, make sure it's for personal use. Okay? Don't be dumb. Okay? I shouldn't have to say this. I'm just making sure that you are well aware. Don't spoil anything for others. Okay? And please, if you do encounter any significant leak that is too easy to be found, and you're doing that in order to find stuff like this, let us know so that we can make sure that we're adjusting the content and its proper release towards you at an appropriate level so people aren't spoiled and people aren't disappointed. You know, like we want to make, like there's a reason everything in development is ordered the way that it is. So again, if you find anything that's like hyper easy to extract and you're like, this needs to be hidden, let us know. We will address it. Also remember that by posting unpublished content, you are hindering us specifically and our deadline, our timetables, and maybe in some cases the content that we are releasing. So please be very considerate about how you are using that, again, for personal use, or if you want to assist us, you know, let's have that a direct conversation between us as opposed to just being like, hey guys, look what I found, and just, right? Like that can be a very dangerous territory, and we just ask that you respect that and respond accordingly with what you do end up finding if you are definitely into that style of extraction. Again, totally fine if that's what you want to do and that's how you operate, because that can benefit us based on what you discover. This is not a don't do that sort of, no, that would be terrible for me to say, but know that just be respectful about it and we're going to be great. We're going to be so awesome. Like a good hacker, they don't need to brag, right? A good hacker, they don't have to do that, even less a coder, right? So have fun with what you discover, for sure. That's really what we're going for here. So thank you so much for listening to that little, you know, spiel. I am going to update the Discord rules shortly after the stream, just so you also kind of see that and know that. And if you do post blatant spoilers and stuff that's like clearly extracted and we're working on and it's like giving things away, your message is probably going to vanish. And it's not because like we're trying to like, you know, it's just what we have to do, right? We're preserving the integrity of development. So it's nothing against you or your person. Like, we have to operate in this effectively alongside you. So again, one last time, if you enjoy that type of stuff, by all means, just be responsible and respectable with what you discover. All right? Easy clap. Thank you. I appreciate you sitting tight through that. Okay, so last little bit of time we have here. I just feel like it's always fun to share what's been going on with the Discord. And we have an absolutely crazy number of gallery photos that we've seen. 8 has already posted his hello stream, you devious man. Let's go ahead and fly on over here to, where's it at? Where's it at? Here we go. Oh my gosh, we gotta kill Everspace 2 because it's lagging the heck out of the stream. All right. So just an absurd number of gallery shots that you guys continue to pour into here. Like, we even have this one. Some people are thinking, wait a second, what's this from again? Yep, this is actually a location you can go to in the game. This is on the outside of a colonial science space station, which is very close to a star. There's your hint. Wonderful. So, yeah, we're really super happy. Even with the continued screenshots from Everspace 1, getting a nice mixture here to throw you off, of course. Ha! Is that from Everspace 1 or Everspace 2? I don't know. What do you think? You can mostly tell. But just really nice shots. Like, all of these are from C. Dutson, who has been doing a lot of streaming. He's a delight as well. If you want to see even more content from the alpha and see some of those secrets, because I'm taking way too long answering your questions, you should definitely try him out. Like, just gonna give him a shout out. He's been really he's talked a lot on our Discord. He's a great guy. He's a lot of fun, and he's posting a lot from his adventures. We also have some crazy elements of ships colliding with each other, stuff like that. From all of you guys, like Sore Eyes has been playing through Everspace 1. Random's got some really nice shots too. You know, stuff like this that you wouldn't normally be able to capture, but he's plugging it out. Looks pretty neat. Also taking screenshots of like some of the more intricate details. Mine for us. We're just really pleased with how a lot of this stuff is coming together. It's a lot of fun. Like, even like you can see it's a work in progress. Isn't that nice? Moon. So please keep them coming. We absolutely love what you're capturing, what you're showing us. We'll even see improvements to the screenshot tool. Told you that already. So keep it up. It's really neat. Really fun. All right. Are there any questions pertaining to the game state as it is, or any other questions that you may have about Rockfish Games, about myself, Eric Schrader, community ambassador, anything in between? Because now's the time, because that's what we do at the very end of the stream. We do a couple questions, knock it out of the park, and I encourage you to join the Discord and join the AMA so that if your question was missed during the stream, you can still post it and we'll still get a response, because we like to make sure you are informed of everything that we are doing. Tulameo asks, so are we doing a race competition? I might start one up here just for kicks and giggles. I don't know if we can make an official one yet because it's a closed alpha, so it would be really exclusive, and that seems kind of mean. But as the game progresses through its development state, I mean, because we still have like a year and a half for development. Let's be real here. A year and a half still worth of development. If we're starting to do competitions now, it's kind of I'm not sure that's the best business practice to go for, right? So as development goes through and the more people have accessibility to it, we'll start stylizing competitions for sure, where you can win an assortment of prizes. We've been talking a lot about what that might look like in our community team, and so we're going to throw some ideas around. So definitely stick into the community for those types of things coming later in the future. So good stuff, good stuff. All right. What else we have? Everspace 2 merch win. Hey, that conveniently ties in with what we were just talking about. So we do have an Everspace store on the website that is inaccessible. It used to be there so that you could purchase the game. We've talked about merchandise, different things that would be really cool from that. I guess the long and the short of it is it's a part of discussion. We don't really know how expansive we should be with that at this point in time. We don't know how much you desire. We also want to make sure that it's not like break and bank. Since we are a smaller indie team here, well, let's not forget that. And, the more that we pump out, the less expensive it gets, but that's also more of our money in order to produce that type of stuff. You got to figure out all the fine details. We're going through that. It's very possible we'll have merchandise in the future. We'll keep you in the know when we know. So, perfect. Great question. Let's see. Simultaneous joystick and mouse support. That is a good question. We already have working joystick support in a version of the alpha. Is that right? Actually, I'm not 100% sure if that's true, but we are going to have joystick support, absolutely, with Everspace 2, along with mouse and keyboard support, as well as controllers. In fact, the simultaneous release should also be for the consoles, at the very least, the PlayStation 4 and the Xbox One. So, simultaneousness, yes, fantastic and good. Joystick support is broken for you anyway. We've got time to fix it. I think we can do something about it in a year and 6 months or so. So we'll see. I'm throwing money at the screen, but nothing's happening. Did you try turning it off and on again? Let's see. If I participated in the first Kickstarter, when do I get the game? In the early access or in the final release? Well, let's actually talk about that very briefly. So, the Kickstarter, if you are a part of the just the game please phase, that means at the early access launch, which should again be at the end of this year, sometime around the end of this year, that is when you will receive your key. It will just right into you, all right? It just transfers from our bodies into your bodies. It's fantastic technology. So that is when you will receive that for just the game please tier. If you are a member of the beta, that's going to be coming up in several months, a couple months. It's going to be in a little bit of time. It's going to be between the alpha that has just recently launched and the early access. So you'll have earlier abilities to dive in and provide your specific feedback so that we can accommodate your system specs, approach the concepts and ideas that we're working on alongside yours, stuff of that nature. Wonderful. 3D printable ship models to paint would be dope. That would be dope. Wouldn't it? Let's see, what else we got? Oh my gosh, water is amazing. Have you guys tried water? It's so good. Oh my goodness. Woo! How have I gone this long streaming without actually drinking water? Woo! Official Lego sets win. I like that question. That would be really cool, but that's also a hard partnership. Still, my computer just did a thing. Hopefully the stream's still alive. But still, we'll see what opportunities are abound in the future. You never know. Absolutely loving the prototype demo. Been looking around and couldn't find an answer at first glance. How do I go about getting access to the alpha? So currently the access to the alpha has been completely cut off. Unabashedly, unashamedly, we did have an extension to an extension to an extension for people to get into the alpha. I'm sorry, man, the timing is just wrong. It wasn't meant to be, but don't fear, because we do have new opportunities in the near future to dive in, provide your feedback, try the game out, all of that type of stuff. So definitely stay in the loop by heading over to the Discord and Twitter and Twitch and YouTube and Mixer and all the time. Well, maybe not on Mixer because it's not going to be around much longer, but you get the drill. Like, you can go to these sites and sounds to stay informed whenever we do drop all of that information of diving into whether it's the beta, which is coming out again in like several months, or straight up into the early access portion of the game at the end of this year. That is absolutely the perfect time for us all to dive in together, because it's open early access, which means anyone and everyone can dive on in at that point in time to provide feedback. And it's going to be crazy. It's going to be lovely, and I'm really, really excited about it. So, one last thing to mention before we log out today is that Everspace 1 is on sale. It's on sale. So if you like, you haven't played Everspace 1 and you're looking at Everspace 2 and you're just like, I need something as a filler, just like anything. Well, boy, do I have news for you. Everspace 1 is the story before this game happens. Who would have thought? It's insane. What a coincidence. And it even has the same name in the title. Wow. In addition, it's 80% off right now. That's freaking pocket change for a lot of you guys out there. And the DLC is also half off. So if you want to get the best experience possible, that's going to be the most similar to Everspace 2, that might be hard to say because there was a genre change in there, but still, it's got that story tie-in, and it is a lot of fun. I've heard a couple people say they like it. Just a few. So definitely consider that as one of your Steam sale purchases. And I think that's all I got, guys. I think you have been an awesome audience. I've been really thankful for your time and attention today. Okay, I was making sure the clap was working. I can't actually hear it, but I see my mixer's picking it up. Something funky happened in like the last 5 minutes, okay? All right, I gotta go. My computer's on the fritz for some reason. We're gonna address these things so it doesn't happen again next stream. Does that sound good? I think it does. All right, you have been awesome. I have been Eric Schrader, the community ambassador for Rockfish Games. Don't stop being awesome. We'll catch you next week in the stream, or we'll have a chat with you in the Discord. All right, guys, toodles. And as a last minute reminder, also, hi Quantum Joe, sorry, you did just miss it. But if there were any questions at all that you asked during the stream and you were like, dang it, He ghosted me. He missed it. I hate these developers. They're garbage. I just want you to slow down, take a deep breath, join the Discord. There's an AMA channel. We would love to make sure all of your questions are being answered, okay? We know how important that is. We want to make sure you know what's going on. So please feel free. Dive in, ask away. We love you dearly. Goodbye.